misconceptions. We've got truth in our possession. No room for doubt, no time to waste. It's time to put flat earth in its place. Here comes the smackdown.
Welcome everybody to Tuesday night. I'm your host MC Toon, and yes, I'm working on the back wall here. It's a work in progress. You get to see day to day the changes. I am with Tio Electrico at the moment. He is getting his Zoom set up, so he apparently doesn't use it much. But I'll put him on screen here in just a second, and you can see. You can see where he's at right there while he's figuring things out. So there it is. He's working on stuff. Anyway, thank you everybody for coming. Tio challenged me, he emailed me a little bit ago saying that he thinks he has something that cannot be explained by the globe. Certainly he will have a perfect explanation with Flat Earth. We'll see. Because it's not good enough to just say it. He doesn't think it works for the globe. I mean, you'd have to provide a better thing, right? Obviously, very obvious. You need to provide a better explanation. But does he actually have a problem? Is there actually something that doesn't work with the globe? Certainly not. But he's going to give it his best shot. Val Demanyov says, "Good evening, Mr. Toon. Can we please help through your channel, Globy McGlobeface, to meet the requirements for super chats? He said is 1,600 views short. I'll watch your debate and stream tomorrow. Have fun." So, Globy McGlobeface is one of my favoritist Globers on the globe. If somebody could drop a link to his channel or the video, I'm not sure. Val, are you here? Let's do this. Val, if you're here, you can do it. And if you're not a moderator, I will fix that. You're not a mod. I'll fix that right now. Val, you can post a link to the video or his channel, whatever it is that you're thinking about. Post it. I'll pin that comment because I definitely want to give help to Globy. Eclipse Chris says, "OMD, it's Tuesday night. I must sleep though. Good night." Well, good night, Eclipse Chris. And Jack Fetter says, "Derp." Well, we may have some derp in store tonight. But anyway, Tio does speak English. I've spoken with him briefly here, and his English seems pretty good. So I think it won't be quite as big of a challenge as it sometimes has been. So, oh, there we go. We've got him on screen. Bueno, Tio. I see you there. I do, yeah.
How you doing?
I am great.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for having me in your house. And thank you for all the cool vibe of your chat.
Mi casa, su casa.
Cool, man. Same to you, same. Yeah, and very welcome to be also in my house. And I say hi to you can say hi to all my chat.
Hello, chat. Bueno.
Give me a second. I need to find out how to use this, but I think it's not going to be much a problem. Okay, so let me just put my volume a little down there. Okay. Is it anything you would like to say before I start?
Well, everybody over on Tio's channel, welcome. Glad we can make this happen. I don't know exactly what it is that Tio thinks is an issue, but I'm looking forward to learning about this and hearing both the question and then the proposed flat Earth explanation for it and for whatever it is. So anyway, also, if you're unaware, last month I went to Antarctica, and I personally viewed the 24-hour circling sun, something that is impossible on the 175-year in use flat Earth claim about what the shape of the Earth is. So this is mostly just an academic interaction here, since flat Earth has been shown to be impossible. But I think it's fun anyway. So let's have some fun.
Yeah, I can say a note about what you're saying is that what you debunk, let's see, can we say that? It was actually the model of like a flat Earth presentation will be. So like the Gleason model. It's not a flat Earth. Flat Earth is the beginning now, the flat Earth, because I believe that flat Earth is such like a bad guys when they presenting it to all of us, and it wasn't the real thing, you know. So now that we can, because also for flat earthers like myself, it becomes really difficult talking to the people that believe in the Gleason map, yeah, because the Gleason map's got this feeling like what I found in the Glovers. If you let me call you like that, the Glovers, flat earthers, Glovers. So if like the Glovers, you see like they really follow what they believe, and the Gleason people that believes, the flat earther that believes in Gleason are all in the same shape, you know. So I believe that now, since from this December. Because I'm in South Africa. I got friends in Australia. I got friends in South America. So from Australia, from Africa, and from South America, we did an observation. So where is the sun coming from when we are in our south latitude? Yeah. So what we experienced was that the sun comes from the south of our position. Yeah. So that happened in Australia, that happened in Africa, that happened in South America. So that doesn't fit with the Gleason model, because my position in South Africa will be Capricorn. Tropic of Capricorn will be on the north of my position, and the sun comes from the south. So it doesn't represent what nature shows us. You know what I mean? Yep. So for me, or for my group of people, we really don't care about what happened in Antarctica, because we, as a group of flat earthers, we did our own experiment, our own observation, and we don't need to trust you or any other flat earther or anyone that went there, because we did our own research. So this is what we believe. So yeah, but anyway, congratulations for all your work. I think it's pretty good for the one that enjoy that. And I see it's a lot of flat earthers saying like, no, this is not truth, this is truth, this is a shadowing here, this is a green screen in there or something. I think it's, from my point of view, I think it's like a big circus, and I don't know, guys, what you did. I don't really care, because I did my own research, and I don't need to believe anyone. I need to believe what I did and what the people in Australia did and in South America did. And I got all the data here on my computer. I can show you this anytime. So because of that, I believe the flat Earth community, Hispanic and America and Anglo-Saxon, they have a big opportunity now to start a new model, like trusting the nature, like experiencing what nature shows us, and that we can put it in a model. So for me, it's really good that happened. I've been fighting against the Gleason people for like more than 1 year. So I'm happy. I'm happy because of that. So yeah, let me just, can I share something to you? So share. Let me share my, okay. This is screen. This one, share sound. Okay, that should be. I don't know what's happening here, but now I see you so little, and what's going on? Am I sharing you something? Okay. So, but how do I I can't see it. I share my screen so I can open many windows and show you at the same time, but I don't know how. Yes. Yes, I'm trying to. Okay, I see now, but I don't see my.
Sorry, I was muted for a second. Unmuted myself here.
I don't see the what I'm sharing.
So if you stop the share and then reshare, you can choose the screen that you share.
All right, let me stop sharing. Yeah.
Yep. And then when you go to share, it'll give you a chance to pick which screen.
There you are. I'm choosing the second screen, the one with the OBS that you were watching. And now it becomes small, you see?
Yeah. You should have shared the other screen.
No, it doesn't show. It shows my camera, hello here, and it shows me your camera, and it doesn't show me nothing else.
Okay.
But are you seeing what I'm presenting? I don't know.
I see OBS and your YouTube studio.
Okay. Okay, so that should be fine, I believe. So basically, how much time do you have?
2 hours is, but
okay.
I'm not super strict on timing.
Okay.
People are wondering if you know Fakatzoid.
Who?
Fakatzoid. He's Fakatzoid. He's also in South Africa.
No, I don't know. Actually, I don't know anyone from here.
Okay, that's probably for the best.
I mean, Flat Earth. Like all the Flat Earthers I know is from Spain, Argentina, Mexico, Chile. Blah, blah, blah.
Chile.
There's plenty of people in Chile.
I like Chile. I had a great time in Punta Arenas.
Did you go there?
Yeah, on the way to Antarctica. So I spent 3 days before and 3 days after. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's wonderful. Okay, let's start from here. Let's start from here. Can you see that is the solar system drawing?
Yeah, it's of course not to scale or anything, but yeah, yep.
Okay, basically, let's say that the sun is a very powerful light.
Indeed it is.
All right. So it will proper ones, but let me just say that the light of the sun, the particle, or the last particle of the sun, will reach up until, let's say, I would make it a little smaller so I can manage. Yeah, so that will be, let's say, the light of the sun will reach up until, let's say, here, Pluto.
Okay.
So if we go further than Pluto, further away from the sun, we passed Pluto.
Okay.
Probably we're trying to see our hand. Probably we can't see it no more. What do you think?
To see your hand?
Yeah, let's say you are able to go here to see if you can see your hand.
To see if there's enough light from the sun to see your hand?
Exactly.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, probably. I don't know. Sure. Where are we going with this?
Okay, so let's say, like, can we agree, like, the sun is a huge light, but it doesn't show up everything. It's got like a limit, yeah, until you can see. Let's say Pluto is the last planet that you can see. Further, you cannot see no more planets. You can't see.
Why?
Because the sunlight has got a limit.
Why does it have a limit?
Because it doesn't illuminate.
So sorry, your mic cut out.
Yeah, but can you hear me now? Yeah, it goes off a little bit. I don't know what's happened to my computer.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm sorry about that, buddy. Let's say, like, the light of the sun, it doesn't illuminate everything. It just illuminates a portion, which is the solar system.
Well, no, because so the inverse square law you mentioned just means that as you get farther away, it gets less and less intense. It never gets to zero.
What do you mean? So let's say you go double of this.
Yeah.
Let's say this is one universal. How do you call it?
Well,
150.
It's AU. Yeah, from the Earth from the sun to Earth is 1 AU. Yeah.
Okay, but let's say one solar system. This is one solar system, yeah?
Yes.
Let's say we go 100 solar system away.
Okay.
Can you still see your hand from the same sun?
Well, you'll still receive light from the sun, for sure.
From the same sun?
Absolutely, you'll still receive light from it.
So you mean that if you put your hand up from that same sun, you can see your hand because of that light?
Well, you will still receive photons to your hand, and I can't quantify whether or not your eyeballs will be able to distinguish the light from the sun or not. I mean, it's going to be dark for sure, but the light will still be getting there. It never reaches zero, though, right? Inverse square law means that you never get to zero.
Okay, so
right.
It's like infinite. The light of the sun is infinite.
Correct. Yeah, photons go until they hit something.
Until they hit something.
Yeah, and interact. Yep.
Yeah. So if they
Oh, I think your mic dropped again.
it does every while. I don't know. I'm sorry about that. So if it's nothing to show, I mean, what I could believe is that you still can see a dot of light.
Yeah.
From that far away, you might be a dot of light, like we see a dot, a star.
True.
Yeah. But that star will not illuminate our hand.
Yeah, you won't get very much light from it. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I put a stick, I will be 100 times, or I will be, let's say, in Pluto. If I will be in Pluto, if I put a stick in Pluto to see the shadow,
okay,
will you be able to see how long that shadow is?
When you're on
Can
Pluto?
you imagine that you got enough light to see that?
When you're on Pluto?
Yeah.
I can only give you conjecture, but probably with your eyeballs, probably with a sensitive enough instrument, yes.
Okay. You only have a tape measure and one stick. You don't have the NASA in there with you.
We went all the way to Pluto, and the only thing we brought was a tape measure and a stick?
Yes, exactly.
That's some bad
Or do
planning.
you have-
That
do
is
you
some
have-
seriously, like, how are you going to get home? You're going to get hungry eventually. My goodness. Okay.
You feed that yourself with a stick. No,
So
doesn't matter.
I don't know if all you have is your body, a stick, and a tape measure, if you're going to be able to put a stick in the ground at Pluto and see the shadow of the stick enough so that you can measure it with that tape measure. I don't know.
Well, but you went to the Antarctica, yeah?
Yes, I did. Yes,
And all you did-
and I brought
all you
more.
did-
I brought more than a stick and a tape measure, but I
Well-
did bring a stick and a tape measure.
Of course, because
Yes.
you cannot work with the sun without a stick and a tape measure. It's the only data, or one of the only data you can get from the sun. Maybe a camera, an infrared, the welder's glass to see the proper dot of the sun. Maybe you can experience some of that, but the only thing you can do actually is put a stick and see how it moves the azimuth or how it goes with the shadow proportion and length. Okay, so let's say if you are here in Pluto, how will it be? How will it be? You experience with the sunlight, let's say. We have all sunlight, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we have put a stick on Pluto and we put a stick on Mercury, what do you believe the shadow will be longer? The length will be longer in Pluto or will be longer in Mercury?
It depends where on Mercury and where on Pluto you are. Completely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say something. So I'm gonna put now the azimuth line. That line will be straight with
Okay.
every single planet. Yeah, and we're gonna put the same stick, let's say here, and the same angle. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have a stick at same angle. We have the azimuth in red, and then yes, we can put a stick in Mercury and we can put a stick in Pluto. So now, what the shadow will be longer? Which one will have a longer length of shadow?
Yeah, the distance doesn't change as long as you're at the same geometrical place on each of those planets.
So you mean that you mean the degree from the stick to the, you mean this degree and that, and this one?
Yeah, provided, yeah, as long as I understand that you're saying that you're going to be on the same geometrical position, right? The same latitude, longitude on each of the planets, and have the same angle to the sun, then yeah, the length of the shadow should be the same. It doesn't matter how far away it is.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be close to the sun. Let's say. So the closer to the sun. Let me see if I can get that. Let me see if I can show you that. So this is Mercury, 67 million, and Venus, 107 millions, and Earth, 147 millions, and that. So all of them, it doesn't matter what you're saying, it doesn't matter the distance.
Yeah, because we're on the same latitude, longitude on each planet, and you drew that, you called an azimuth line. I don't know if that's really the right term, but that's fine. Right now, the planets aren't obviously oriented exactly like that, and the different planets have different inclinations. But in your contrived example here, yeah, it what matters for the length of the shadow is where you are geometrically and the relationship between the tilt of the planet and the sun and all that, of course. But not the distance. Yeah, the distance isn't going to change the length of the shadow.
Okay, so we've got a very interesting point here.
Okay.
I don't agree with that.
Okay.
Okay, I will show you step by step, and at the end we're gonna get what is my point. Yeah. And I
Okay.
will show you why I don't agree with that. Look. Let's say for a flat Earth, let me start from here. Look, what we did in March, Let me just show you, so maybe someone get interested and also wants to do it. So what we did last year in all the full moons, we got estimating. Let me see. Where is it? Let me find my carpet. Okay, here. All right. Please, let me see where it is. I had to close everything. My goodness. And I still didn't see it. Sorry, here it is. Look, it's in the other. Okay, here we are now. So what we did last year, let's say, we catch the full moon in March, let's say. So we have the moon in latitude 138, yeah, and longitude, whatever, 29, yeah. And that happened, this is Africa, yeah, and that happened on the 24th of May, 2024, 23:56 p.m.
Okay, hold on.
We got that position. Yeah.
So I'm writing this down. Latitude, what was it? 1 degree, 1 minute, 30.8 seconds. And the longitude is 29. Okay. 21:59 degrees. And then, okay. And where was the observer?
Okay. Okay. Let me just so just to show you. Sorry. Sure. Okay. So we catch the sun at the same latitude. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was wait a second.
1 degree, 1 minute, 30. Yeah, that's right. 7, 9, and 29, 21, 59. Okay.
If you want, I can pass you all the data later, and you can check if it's like any.
Okay.
I mean, I have no. Okay, so actually, look, what a coincidence, because the sun was passing this latitude on the 22nd of March, and by coincidence, the sun, the moon, passed on this same latitude 2 days after. Such a coincidence, which is great. Okay, so what we did, we measured the shadow of the moon and the shadow of the sun. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So if you see, let me just show you. We have, for example, I took a picture of all of this is data that I like to get.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the sun in there, you see, like the sun, yeah. I try to get almost the same position, which is very difficult, but yeah. So that's the sun, yeah, whatever, no, that one. And that will be the moon, yeah, you see, almost in the same position, let's say. Yeah. And then, so we have, let me just show you where it is. We have this data, yeah. So that was the stick, 1865 millimeters.
This is the sun?
This is both. I show you both with the same stick. So the blue one is the moon, and the yellow or the orange is the sun.
Okay.
Yeah. So the moon is just a little longer.
Okay. So on the left, 1865 millimeter is what? That's the stick?
That was the biggest stick. It was almost double than that. I have another piece wrapped on it. It was 1 meter, but I put another longer piece. I wanted to have more.
Okay.
More a longer shadow. So yeah, so what would give us is like 1150 millimeters the moon, and 10 millimeters the sun. Yeah, it shows there's like 14 centimeters longer than the moon.
So the sun is 1150?
No. The moon is 1150.
Okay.
And the sun is 10.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's 14 centimeters, difference.
Okay.
All right. So if we look for an explanation for it, the numbers, let's see what numbers it gave us. Right, moon, it gave us approximately, we are like 3,000 Ks from there, from that position in South Africa. Yeah, so it gave us for almost 5,000 Ks, the moon.
Oh, the hypotenuse.
The sun,
is this for flat Earth? Is this the flat Earth?
Yeah, let's say for a level place and the
well,
let me just show
you need to say flat because level and flat are not the same word. For clarity.
No, yeah, it's fine. No problem for that. Let me just show you this. So that will be, that will be this, I believe. Yeah. So the moon was on 58.
Okay.
Now, yes. So, okay, that will be like a flat level, like you say. Yeah. And this will be what we see, in the horizon. We will see the moon and the sun like that. Yeah. And but basically it will be like this, the easy thing. Yeah. We take like a hypotenuse there to get to the sun. We get how many kilometers we have to the azimuth, and then we can have a proper distance to the light, from the floor to the light. Yeah, it's like the same when you put a torch and you do exactly on the table and you measure 23 centimeters, and then you do all this exercise, it gives you 23 centimeters. Yeah.
Okay.
So the sun and the moon. Yeah.
So this you're solving the triangle. So yeah, can you go back to the where you solved the triangle?
Yes, that one.
No, there's no numbers on that.
Sorry, you mean you mean that one? Let me just.
There's 3 sides and 3 angles on a triangle, right? So, and you showed the hypotenuse, which I appreciate.
Yeah, that is the moon. We got 58 degrees to the moon.
All right, so hold on. I'm gonna copy these down here. Sure.
Let me just.
So you are. That's a little difficult. What's 30-60 kilometers?
This will be my point, my dot to the azimuth of the light.
You mean the sublunar position, or the GP of the moon? Is that what you're saying?
This is the azimuth. If I put a stick in here, I will have no shadow.
Well, it's
if
a little.
Put a stick in here.
Yeah, I mean your diagram is a little angled, but maybe that's just an artifact of your diagram. But all right, so what is that? That's the distance across the surface of the Earth, is what you're saying, because you measured it at local lunar zenith, right? The highest point in the night, right?
I put the same time where the sun could reach that position as well. So I'm trying to match both of them. So the sun and the moon will match at this exactly same point, will pass there on top. And because they are proper in the azimuth, they will have no shadow. Yeah. So I'm counting my shadow from South Africa. from 3,000 kilometers away from that azimuth,
Okay.
I will be measuring.
And the hypotenuse then you're getting is 4,962 kilometers. That's the straight line distance over flat Earth from you to the moon. Right? Is that what you're saying?
The hypotenuse, no, it will be 5,830 kilometers. This is the hypotenuse.
What's the 4,962?
Is from this, let's say this line, from where the stick is with no shadow to the light.
That's 4,900?
4,900, yes.
And what's the 3,060?
It's the distance from my point to the azimuth. So I'm here, the moon is passing from here. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you see my?
It must be a little bit of a language challenge here because I'm not understanding because I'm thinking so far from your description that the straight line distance from your position to the GP of the moon is both 4,962 and 3,060. I don't know which is which.
No, my position to that point. Okay, so this is the azimuth, yeah?
No.
This one.
It's not the azimuth. Azimuth is a horizontal angle. That's the...
No, azimuth has got no angle. It's got no shadow, so you can take no angle from that.
That's not what the word azimuth means in English.
What does it mean?
It means a horizontal angle.
So how do you call, if I put a stick in here, it will give me no shadow. How would you call that?
Yeah, I would call that the ground position of the moon or the sublunar point.
The sublunar point?
Yeah.
Or the subsolar point?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are at the sun lunar point to my position.
Okay, and that number is 3,060?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and then what is 4,962?
Is the distance from that, I forgot already the word, but this, the lunar...
The GP?
The GP lunar.
Or the sublunar, yeah.
The sun, how you say that, sorry?
Sublunar?
Sublunar.
Sublunar. Yeah.
Okay, so from the sublunar to the moon, to the light, to where the lamp...
Oh, the elevation of the moon.
The elevation of the moon, yeah.
Is 4,962.
4,962, yes.
Okay, all right. Hold. Now I got it. Okay. And let me just, right. I'll trust you, but I'm going to verify.
Yeah, sure. You don't need to trust me. You need to do your work. So it's fine for me.
Yep. So we've got 3060 for the the distance over the surface, and the angle you measured was 58.341, and I get the A is due. Where'd it go? Oh, I put the wrong. All right, hold on a second.
No problem.
There we go. Okay. The height I get 4,962.5. Yep. And then the hypotenuse doesn't matter too much, but the hypotenuse.
No, it doesn't, yeah.
But that's a straight line distance, so 5830. Okay. Awesome. So we've got that for the moon. Did you do the same for the sun?
Yeah, we did the same for the sun.
Did you do... Oh, that's what this is here. Okay, so we've got... It's the same 3060. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got the angle. What was the angle that you measured?
61 now. It's 3 degrees.
61 even? Or is it 61.562? 562, all right. All right. All right, and so I get for the elevation of the sun over flat Earth, 56 Yeah, same as you, 56, 50. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
Cool. Okay, so in the flat.
I think your mic stopped again.
Yeah, sorry about that. So now we got the numbers for this observation on March. The moon and the sun, same latitude, we measure exactly in the same point. I got here, and there's all the numbers. I don't know, I got the video and I got everything, like, in case someone wants to see it. Yeah, we got that. This is what we get from this observation. Yeah, the sun and the moon, all of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the flat Earth will be like something like we say just now, it was like this one.
Okay. So
can you excuse me 1 second? Can you excuse me 1 second, Michael, please?
Sure.
Okay. Sorry, because my streaming went.
Se quedó congelado, no estáis. Es decir, no se ha caído todavía, pero está congelado, no se está viendo nada.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll check. Ahora me fijo. Gracias, amigo. Ahora me fijo. Gracias.
De nada.
Okay, ciao.
What?
Sorry, no, I don't know what's happening.
Was that a personal call or was that somebody telling you about this?
They're telling me, they're telling me that that my data has an error on the streaming, so it's not streaming at the moment. But I'm sure I also can get the.
Oh yeah. You want to keep your stream
what's
going?
On? This is still streaming. Well, I don't know. But can I get the video from you? Will you do?
Yeah. I mean, if you want, I can send it to you, but you can just download it from and cool. Repost all you want. That's fine.
Perfect. Okay, let me just say something for my chat that people are kind of like telling me. Gente, discúlpenme si el programa se está cortando y eso, les pido 1000 disculpas. Después me va a pasar el video Mike y lo voy a volver a subir, pero no puedo ponerme ahora a ver qué es lo que pasa porque la verdad que tengo la cabeza en otra cosa. Les pido 1000 disculpas y bueno, nos vemos después. Okay, Michael, I'm back.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Sure. Right. So let's say this basically, you still got my screen,
I see. Yes, I see it.
So basically, we just check on that, and this basically what the numbers it will give us. Yeah, so like a triangle, and with these basic numbers, and actually the shadows. This is a very important point because they are like in this observation, they are like 700 Ks difference. The shadow was very short. So, I mean, the shadow difference between both lights are very short. Yeah. So it's like 14 centimeters or so. So, okay. So it actually works in a flat Earth. I believe. So I believe it could be like the moon 5Ks. Or, yeah. You believe it's the nucleus of the Earth. It's 5Ks down there. Nobody went, never, but we believe that. We can measure the sun, the moon. It gives us 5Ks. Everybody can do it. So this is what I believe in that data. So
aquí tenemos la exposición geométrica. Tenemos la parte azul, es el suelo de la Tierra.
I'm hearing some audio that was in Spanish.
Yeah, no, sorry, it was my mistake. I put something. So in the globe, I will understand that you will see something like that.
Okay. So, all right. So, to get for clarification, you said that a bunch of people did this on that same day.
This what?
So there are multiple measurements that you did on the same day, right? There are other people in different parts of the world that did the same.
We also did.
Okay. Do you have them? Can we look at them too?
Well, I have some from Spain and another from Argentina, but I can't remember if exactly this one day. And I haven't done all the numbers of that. I only work on my data, you know. But yeah, you can have it. I can pass it to you later.
I would love that. from Spain and Argentina. Yeah.
I
So
have to check.
now, I'm the one thing I didn't get. So this was in South America,
No.
right?
What we
Or
did
South
now-
Africa.
South Africa, yeah.
Do you have the latitude that you measured it at?
You can call Johannesburg. I think it's 26. If I
Okay.
can't remember. But yeah.
Yeah, because without a pretty good latitude, you're going to have some challenge on the precision, but that's fine. And so I would absolutely be excited to see the value for some other position on the same day, some other location, because
Sorry.
and I've done the same type of measurement, not moon and sun both. I've just done the sun on the same day with people at different latitudes, and that's been very informative when I've done that.
Like an Eratosthenes. let's say.
Well, I mean,
Kind.
that's what you did there, right? You measured the angle to the sun.
But to do the Eratosthenes, you have to believe that hole that get the light into the hole, it reach to the nuclear of the Earth. That you can never prove that. So
No, you don't
also
need.
you have to believe that is what's happening in the exercise.
That's not actually part of Eratosthenes. It's just doing the geometry.
Yeah, exactly.
So the
This
thing
is
is,
what you're
so
doing
what I've said is, I've done the same thing, and done the math that you just went over here for the sun, not the moon, at multiple latitudes on the same day, and I get dramatically different values for the height of the sun on the exact same day using the geometry that you just went over.
Yes, exactly. It's like if you need to measure a car and you have 100 meters and you put people every 10 meters, every single people will have a different kilometers, yeah?
Distance from the car. Yes.
Yeah. And also the car in 10 meters will be like 20 kilometers and 40 meters will be, so it depends the position you want to get. If you want to get in 100 meters, you will get the time and the kilometers in 100 meters. If you want in 80 and everything will change depending where you get it, where you get the data from.
Yeah, but the geometry is consistent. The angles that you measure are well understood in geometry, right? I mean, you just went over. You did a fine job on this geometry. So,
Okay, Michael, can I carry on with it?
oh yeah, go ahead. Okay.
Okay, so this is what let's say this is the same, what we see just now, and you got the data from, it's the same thing, the same exercise, but in the Earth, like at the ball model.
Yeah.
No, so the sun and the moon will be doing this zenith, I forgot sublunar, and sub-sun, something like that.
Yeah.
They will be in the same point. We're gonna be here with a stick and looking. Yeah.
So I mean, this is a good diagram. It shows well that there will be a difference, because of course the moon is significantly closer than the sun is in reality.
So that will be that picture of that day for the this will be the horizon.
Is this is this like an estimate, or is this based on geometry too?
This is done by exactly the same, exactly all the data I gave you, but looking at the horizon in the ball model.
Okay. So
exactly this.
I would, okay. So that's based on the measurements that you did. Okay.
So this is what you're gonna see, yeah. So this is what you say, like they will come at a different angle, but almost in the same sublunar or sub-sun, yeah.
Yeah.
But and the draw will be this one, of that view in the horizon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that will be that. Yeah. Okay. So.
Well, I mean that's not to scale, but that's fine.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Now I got some other. We can see, if you want, we can see a video.
So, I appreciate that you did just before we move on. I appreciate that you did the actual geometry for flat Earth. I hope that you're gonna show, because your diagram there isn't. I hope that you're gonna show a properly scaled application of the globe model, and what the globe model angles should be for the accurate distances of the sun and moon.
Okay, so here we have. I can't remember what program he used, what software it is, but GeoGebra or something like that.
That looks like GeoGebra.
Yeah, so I will put it without audio because it's in Spanish, and you see this is what he did. Yeah, he's got a stick, the distance to the moon 400,000, the distance to the sun 150 million, and the light of the moon will be that line, and the light of the sun will be this one. Yeah. Let me see, what is it now moving? That one. So yeah. So now he start moving it. Yeah. And this is the explanation why. It's exactly what you told me, that there's a straight line.
Yeah.
The light. Yeah, and so that he brought the sun a little bit just to see how huge it is. Yeah, and he's moving, but basically he's showing me what is happening. Yeah, with the light. But that's got an issue for me, and I will show you now. So you understand that basically you understand properly that this diagram.
I don't think that full comprehension has been achieved yet, but I'll let you keep going with this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, they put the sun 150 million and the moon on 400,000. Yeah, and they put they put a little stick, which is the red one, 1 meter, I think, and they give you, like the shadow of the sun, 134, the shadow of the moon, 138. Yeah, very close.
Okay.
They're very close. Yeah. So it's basically both. With this explainment, can I say that? This explanation.
Okay.
It fits with observation, and in the flat level also. Yeah, it fits with explanation. We can make it fit this, but that one has a little issue that I'm going to show you now. Let me show you first this. Give me a second to this. Okay, so let's say basically.
Is this yours?
Yes.
Your video?
So now we are explaining how the light works in a flat Earth. What we did in the flat level, like you say, now we're showing what's happening in a table, So I did this corner of 2 pieces of wood on 90 degrees, so I can run up and down, a light, and always gonna be doing a zenith in this, or a sub-solar, in this stick, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if we put another stick in Europe, if you put another stick, let me just put a little.
I appreciate your Africa. That looks pretty good, but Europe, that I gotta say, that's kind of a mess.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Your drawing of Africa looks very much like Africa, but your drawing of Europe, I don't think the Europeans are going to like that. It's not even close.
Okay.
I mean, where's Finland? You didn't even draw the fjords.
Just
It's all good.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, but it's just to see what this is actually the exercise we are doing. You got me?
Okay.
Because the sun and the moon, they did the azimuth, or they did the sublunar or subsolar in this part, and we are taking the shadow from another part. Yeah. So one light, the sun is 150. This is, let's say,
your mic cut again.
yeah. Now I was saying, and this is in the flat model. So the lights are very close to each other. One was 4900K and the other was 5600K or so. Yeah. So that will show you, yeah, that the lights, yeah, if they are like height, if the light is very high, the shadow will be short.
Yeah.
If the light is close, the shadow will be longer.
Yeah, over flat Earth like this, yeah. Right?
I'll move to the side so we can see better now. Sorry. Give it to a second.
Wait, where's that screw? Yeah. It's not even here. Is that Turkey? Is that Istanbul or Constantinople? Guess we'll never know.
About?
Well, I'm trying to find out where that screw is. It's not even in Europe.
Yeah, but you understand the exercise.
Yes.
And that is the point. Yeah,
yes.
Okay. So the exercise shows that in the flat Earth or in a level plane, the closer to the closer to the zenith, the longer the shadow will be. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the far away the light will be, now I'm going to show it, the shadow will get shorter.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty basic geometry.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there you see the light went up. Yeah. And the shadow was shorter. And the light gets close to it, and the shadow gets longer. So that means in a flat place, both of them will be 700 to each other, and the shadow will be just a little longer than the moon one to the sun one. Why? Because the moon is closer, so it's a little longer.
Okay.
Yeah, you following me?
Oh, I'm loving your South America.
Are you following me? Or
I can see Uruguay even. I'm okay.
Sorry.
Yes,
have some respect, because you're making jokes around, and I'm not joking. I'm talking for real, and I'm showing you things. So
yeah,
if you don't follow me, you tell me. I don't understand or whatever.
I'm following.
All right, cool. So you say that in the that doesn't work in the ball model.
I didn't say that. No. Is your mic still going?
I think I'm back.
Okay. Yeah.
So do I understand it? You got that point. So when the light is closer, how do you recognize when a light is closer than another one? Because the shadow of the closer light will be longer. The length will be longer. Yeah. So then you recognize that one light is closer to another one just because the shadow is longer. Are we on the same page with that?
Over flat, yes, that certainly does seem to work.
And why not in a flat plane? Why not in a flat? I mean, for that to work, you have to be a flat place.
No, if it's flat, there's only one variable with the particular thing you're doing here, because the sun is varying its height. But if it's on a globe, then or on a sphere of some sort, right? Then that second position, it matters very much where that second position is, because you haven't just changed where it is on one surface. You've moved it and changed its orientation at the same time, because it's on a different portion or different location on the sphere. So you're kind of varying two things instead of one thing, sort of, when you put it on a sphere. So you just need to take that into account too.
So what is going to happen if you put that in a sphere? This exercise in a sphere.
Well, you're going to get...
Will the shadow be the same, or will the shadow be...
Well, yeah, the geometry will be different when you do that.
The what?
The geometry will work differently if you're doing it on a curved surface than on a flat surface.
So how it will work?
How would it work?
Yeah, how would?
On a sphere. Well, so if you have something that's right at the subsolar point, then the same thing, because the light will be coming vertically, so no shadow. And if you have something that's a distance away, then as you vary the height of the light, the distant thing, the shadow will vary based on its location and based on its the height of the sun analog in your example, but you're going to need to do a little more trig in order to get to predict the length of the shadow.
Okay, but we were here. Can you see that?
Yeah.
We were here, and we say if we put a stick in Neptune.
Yeah.
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 And if we put a stick in Pluto, which one will be longer? In your model, in this model.
Yeah, and remember my qualification. What was my qualification?
If I'm not mistaken, it was like it will be the same.
Well, no, what was my qualification there?
Your answer. This is what it's saying.
Yeah, it needs to be. Yeah,
like it will be.
Yeah, it needs to be in the same position on each of those, same latitude, longitude.
Almost the same.
Yeah.
Almost the same. Like they show, for example, in this one. Sorry. No, where is it? Well, I don't have it in here. I have it in here. Like they show in here, yeah. And I show you just now a video that was a Glover friend of mine. Like, we have debates and that. They also show me. Yeah. So you see in this one, which is a line, it's like 2D. This is 2D.
Yeah, and this is a good. I like this diagram here because it shows that there will be a difference in the angle of the shadow based on when they're on that same line there. So I don't know where you're going with this.
Okay, I'm telling you where I'm going. So when you put it in a 2D, you're working in lines.
Yeah. Makes it easier.
But in a ball, in a sphere, you can't work with lines. So
you can't?
Not really, because the light won't show you the proper.
Why can't you? Why can't you work with the light? I mean, clearly the light refracts and bends for different reasons, but you can still do it in 2 dimensions or 3 dimensions.
Well, not for me. I'll show you why. I got a light in here. I went 7 meters away from the light.
Okay.
Yeah, and I couldn't see a proper shadow in this sphere that I have in here to mark a line to see this is the shadow and mark it. I couldn't do that. Yeah,
your light's not coherent enough, probably, right?
From 7 meters, I couldn't see a proper shadow just to mark it. So I went one step ahead, forward, another one, and then 5 meters I could see properly to make a shadow. to make a mark. So let's see what's happening, because what I'm doing here in this exercise is exactly this thing. So I got 5 meters here, 5 meters, and then I have 2 meters here, and I have 30 centimeters here. Yeah?
Okay.
All right. Okay, let's see what's happening. So I got the sphere. Yeah. And this battery, this AAA or 2AA, I can't remember, battery is my azimuth, is this
sub-solar point.
Lunar, or solar, So this one never will give me shadow. If it does make any shadow, it's wrong.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a sphere of. Sorry, let me just. Let me see if I got it in here. 55 centimeters circumference. 55 centimeters circumference. This.
That's the
sphere that I'm working.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And now I am 5.5 meters away. I can't remember. I will show you now. And I put 2 screws. One little one. Yeah. And I put the little one is here, and the longer one is here. Those lines in there are marks that I did before when I was practicing, let's say. So I got the first mark, which is here. And this is 5.5 meters away from the light.
Okay.
All right. Okay. You see the sun. And now I got closer. I got 2 meters.
2 meters. Okay. So you went from 5 meters to 2 meters. Okay. Or 5.5 to 2. Okay.
Yeah. So I do the same sublunar and sun lunar in the same battery, that one.
Okay.
Okay. And now the shadow is changed.
Okay. Yeah. The geometry changed. This isn't surprising.
The length of the shadow has changed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the geometry all changed. This is there's no surprises here yet. Is there? I don't know where we're going with this, but I'm anxious for this to find out where we're headed.
Can you hear me now?
I can, yes.
Okay. So let's remark that this shadow is completely different to that one.
Yes.
Yes. The length of the shadow was very different.
Yeah.
So let's see another one, which I get very close now to the light, just to get a proper difference, to see if it's still, if the lines work with the 3D. Now we can see it doesn't. So it's doing zenith or the sublunar or sub-sun in the same battery. And now so now I'm going to mark the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what exactly what shows you when the planet is closer to the sun, and when a planet is further away from the sun.
Yeah. Okay.
So the shadow will change.
Okay.
When you put a 3D model and you do this experiment and you start getting closer and further away from the light, the shadow will change. In your perspective, what you were saying is like the shadow will just change a little bit or will be almost in the same line. But that is not what's happening. Yeah, this is from 30 centimeters.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So.
Right. Are you you got more? Or are we?
I finished now.
Okay. So. I think what you're having
Can I close quickly and I'm done?
Sure. Go
2
ahead.
minutes from. Okay.
Yeah.
So if we get a light, it doesn't matter how strong it is. Yeah. But every light will have a limit where you can just not mark a shadow. Yeah. From a stick. So what we experience, and everybody can experience, that this shadow in Pluto will be very, very short. Yeah. And what we experience here in Mercury, the shadow will be double or triple or like whatever. Sorry, I don't want to do it like bigger. I will do the same. Yeah. So in Pluto, the shadow, it should be much longer. Yeah, until it gets less. So let's say the Earth, it's got a shadow. The Earth got like, we put a stick in there, and the Earth has got, we got a stick in here, and from the sun, the Earth will have this shadow. But we have the moon in here. The sun to the Earth, it has 350 million, let's say. And from the Earth to the moon, it's not even one. It's half of one. So the shadow, because the moon is very much closer than the sun, the shadow should be much longer, like it shows here. So it's not, you have no explanation, or I guess, you might have no explanation why the moon and the sun shadow are almost the same.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. So at the beginning, you like that first diagram. I mean, you were trying to fish something out of me. I get that. So what you're missing, I think, is the scale. And the scale that you're missing, of course, this diagram doesn't help, but the scale being the distance between the planet and the sun compared to the radius of that planet. So if you do the geometry correctly, which the in-person, the real life thing that you did, which was pretty cool. I'm glad you did that. Didn't have a reasonable difference between the radius of the sphere you used and the distance from that sphere to the light source. Even Mercury, that relationship is going to be dramatically huge compared to your little your demonstration you did. So now you did say, and I'm surprised that it didn't work for you, but that example that you did, the video that you had from what was the guy's name? Sombra Soluna or Tetradrum? What was is that the Tetradrum is the name of the
Tetraedron.
Yeah.
Yes, but this is in 2D.
Yeah.
The light doesn't work when you put a 3D. Let me explain you something. Yeah.
Oh, you're going to explain it to me. Okay.
No, tetraedron. I showed him a true a 2D map model, like Mercator. If you say Mercator and you have a Argentinian Buenos Aires position, you know Buenos Aires in Argentina, the position of it.
If you have a what?
You know
Did you say
Buenos Aires city?
Yeah, I'm sorry, did you say Mercator, or what was the word you were using there?
Mercator map, yeah.
Oh,
Mercator.
yeah, I say Mercator in English. So okay, so if you have a Mercator map,
okay.
A Mercator is obviously it's a projection of the globe, and it preserves some things and it distorts other things. Okay.
Okay, so in a let's say the sphere in 2D is a Mercator map, yeah.
No, I wouldn't go with that.
Which one is in 2D?
I wouldn't do any of them.
Okay, in 2D.
If you're gonna do the geometry, then what I would do is I would slice the three dimensions in a plane, and I would put the 3 points of that plane being the center of the globe, and the center of the moon, and the center of the sun. And since the sun and the moon were in, as you chose a very close time where the sun and moon were in a good spot to do this slicing. So it'll create a very convenient plane to do that in. But yeah, you drew that sideways in one of your drawings. Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, right? That's a great way because it isolates the rays of light from each light source to the Earth.
So do you have an explanation when you're experiencing this with lines, you make it work?
Yeah. Well, you had the diagram up. Let me see here. Yeah, that one right there. Yeah, you show right here how it works. I don't see a problem with this. This is great. No, go back to that previous one.
Light doesn't work in a line. Sorry?
Go back to the previous one there.
Okay, let me just see. The picture. Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I said I would splice three-dimensional space on a plane, this is the plane that I described, and this does a great job of showing how even though the sun and moon are on they have the same GP, the sublunar point and subsolar point are the same, that the length of the shadow will be slightly different. Perfect. You nailed it.
Okay, but why here it changed? One, when you put proper light and a proper sphere 3D, things don't work like that. Things work differently. Here, it's a double size. So the first measurements, 5.5 meters, it was 14 millimeters. Yeah, and the last one, it was 13 millimeters, almost double.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with any of this geometry. All of this geometry is perfectly fine. Yep, it looks good.
So, but why doesn't it work in the ball?
But it does.
It's supposed to be the same shadow, because the zenith is the same. The angle is the same.
You showed that it should not be the same length shadow in that previous diagram.
Yeah, it should be like just a little longer the moon one. So this one, which is the closest. Let's say the Earth and the Moon is the closest, and further away is the Sun. Yeah. So let's say the first one is the Sun, which was 5.5 meters, and the Moon was the closest, which was 30 centimeters. Yeah. So, and you see from one shadow to the other one is double size. It doesn't work.
Okay, so I don't see a problem with this at all. And when you say it doesn't work, I've said,
shadows.
I don't see any problem with the geometry at all for the globe. So let me just a couple things here.
Okay.
I have done quite a few sticks and shadows measurements, and I can tell you that a 0.5 centimeter precision is pretty pretty good. That's about as close as you can get because that shadow has a fuzzy edge to it because of diffraction, right? Right. When you look at that shadow, you're like, where do I draw the line when it's sitting here at a meter long? Like that edge of the shadow goes from hard shadow to no shadow over like a centimeter. So you're looking at best half a centimeter of precision, right? You agree?
I'm pointing myself of what the data tells me.
No, hold on. You asked me to explain.
Yeah,
and so I'll stop asking you questions. Just let me explain then. So I've done that myself, and so you measured 1,150 millimeters and 1,010 millimeters, and you recorded 3 sig fig, but you really only can count on 2 sig fig. So you've got 115 millimeters and 101 millimeters, and you said it's 140 millimeters in difference, but that first digit is already not a significant figure. So the precision of your measurements there, you're not really getting a solid precision to those measurements. If you really wanted a better precision, there's ways you could do that. You could use a theodolite to measure the angles, or even do multiple times, things like that. You could improve the precision.
Well,
maybe get 3 digits on your precision, or 4.
When I compare my shadow to the software, it gives me the same shadow. There's no problem of marking shadows. Everybody knows how to mark a shadow.
To how many sig fig did you get?
How many what?
How many sig fig did you get agreement between your measurement and the software?
The same, or like, I don't know, 5 millimeters or so. Even in the software, if you put a stick of 8 kilometers, yeah, in the shadow, still the length of the shadow of the moon and the sun on 8 kilometers stick, it will be 400 difference, for 400 meters difference. So it's like nothing. They always measure so close to each other because they are so close to each other. Because if they were like so apart to each other, the shadow of the moon will be at least double. We can make anybody can get a ball and a torch or any type of light and can experiment that, and they will.
I think your mic cut out again.
The shadow will be so light, like in here, exactly like in here. Yeah, when you go 5 meters, when you go further away from the light, you will be a shorter, much shorter shadow. It doesn't work in the sphere, because in the sphere, these lines should be exactly almost the same, and they are like very different from each other.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Last one is the double.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you again then. Almost the same isn't satisfactory. I would like to know the actual numbers. Plotted according to the globe. The globe has very specific distances between the surface of the Earth and the Moon, and the surface of the Earth and the Sun, and so and the radius of the Earth is known, and so all of these angles can be very precisely determined on the globe. So, what are the very precise angle predictions for the globe? And then let's compare them to your measurements. Did you get the actual globe prediction for those angles?
Okay, so we can have all those numbers. That is no problem. But still, if I give you all those numbers, it's an answer you cannot give me, which is why they look different, the shadows, when they're supposed to be almost the same.
Well, you're saying they should be almost the same, but you didn't yet provide me the actual globe prediction. So how can we a fundamental part?
Yes, I did. I'm sorry, Michael. I did.
You did. You gave the globe prediction? No, that's not the globe prediction, because that's not to scale at all.
You told me tetraedron, 'tetraedron' 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 So
And-
this is the distance. It should be like, almost. I'll tell you now. Like how much? 4 centimeters right here. I don't know. Short, very short.
For your,
But this isn't a 2D. It's just lines, and the light.
that's okay.
Doesn't work like
there's
that.
nothing wrong with that geometry.
Exactly.
You're
Because it's a 2D.
you're going to tell me, you're going to say that the globe model can't do these things. I will handle the globe model. You don't get to tell me what the globe model can and cannot do. You don't get to say
Anyone can tell you.
light doesn't work
Listen,
this way
you don't know
in the globe.
The king of the truth. You're just one of us.
You are
So
you are
anyone can
making
talk about
assertion.
anything.
You're making
Anyone can
assertions
talk
about how the
anything,
globe
buddy.
works, but you're not correct in how the globe works.
I
So
think
it's a straw man of the globe.
It's the third time I'm asking you the same. You cannot give a successful answer. You cannot tell me why the shadows do not belong to the same point. They should be like close to each other, and they not. They're far away, because what we see in here is the real thing. Mercury should have a very long shadow, and Pluto should have a very short shadow, which means the Earth of the shadow from the moon should be like so long, and the Earth from the sun, the shadow from the sun, it should be much, much, much shorter, but significantly, like very, not like in your diagram in 2D. When you put a 3D, it stopped working. Listen, if I draw, let's say something, let's say the azimuth of the sun is on Africa, in South Africa, or the sub-Saharan, the sub-Saharan, what you're saying, it's in Africa. And in Argentina, it's south from Africa. So the shadow will point south when the sun is rising, But it doesn't. It points to the north. Why? Because it is 3D. If you put the sun in a ball and you put it at 23 degrees, the shadow will point north. But if you do it in a 2D, it will point south. So you see, if I show you that in a 2D model, you will tell me, no, Tio, that is wrong. You have to use a sphere and put a light to the sphere. And that will show you the shadow pointing north, which is the real thing. So now you guys showing me a 2D model, and you believe that. But when I show you a 3D model of what's supposed to happen in the Earth, in the ball Earth, you tell me that is wrong. But I'm telling you, when they show me a 3D model experiencing the shadow going to the north, when it's in Capricorn, I did experiment, and they gave me the same. So I keep testing everything I do with the sphere. I never do it again in 2D, because 2D is not the real thing. You have to make an experiment with the 3D. When you do in a 3D, things doesn't work.
Okay.
This is why you guys showing me a 2D.
Okay. I let you go for a long time there. So when you talk about the model, you're talking about the physical model that you did with the shadow and the ball and the light, right? So that was dramatically out of scale with the Earth Moon and the Earth Sun. For it to be a 2-scale model, to actually see what the difference would need to be, you'd have to do them to scale, and they're super far out of scale. So I would suggest that you work on getting that scale. And so the important part of the scale that you're going to want is you're going to want to have the radius of that ball, whatever ball you're using, matching to scale the distance between the ball, the sphere, and the moon analog, and the distance between the ball and the sun analog. Get those 3 things in sync with each other and redo that physical model. If you want to do the modeling, if that's going to be difficult, you can do the modeling in a computer and mathematically. I'd suggest using Blender. Blender is a free application. You can do all that modeling to scale in Blender, and then you can see what it has. If you insist that it needs to be done in 3D, I'd love to see that. But yeah, the scale's a problem. Now the other part is then it's back to your margin of error. I started talking about sig figs. you made it, with sig fig, I mean significant figures. So when you measure, we have a ruler or something. Here, I have one here. So I have a regular common American one here. This measures in inches. It goes down to 30 seconds. No, this goes to 16ths of an inch. So the best measurement I can do with this is a 32nd of an inch. I can't report correctly any measurement closer than 1/32 of an inch. And that is only if this tape measure is well manufactured, and things like, if you're familiar with tape measures, this little doohickey on the end is correctly working and hasn't been bent.
Do you understand what it moves? I
do, yes. It moves, the amount it moves is the thickness of this little piece here, so that when you hook it this way and when you press it this way, you get the same measurement. Yes. So if that's not in sync with it, right? If maybe the hole is a little bit out of bent or something.
How will you measure that with a stick? Will you hook it in a stick, or will you press it into a stick?
Whatever, it depends what you're doing, right? So if you're going from the base of the stick to the shadow, you'd press it up against, and then you'd need, in order to get real precision, you need to know the diameter of the stick.
You are going to a place where it's so unnecessary.
I'm talking about precision. Precision is very necessary.
I know how to measure, buddy. I know how to measure, Michael.
And so what was the perfect? If you do know how to measure, what was the margin of error of your measurement?
Laugh or what?
I'm not trying to
laugh of me.
I'm not laughing at you. What was the margin of error?
Michael, if I measure the sun hooking, and if I measure the moon pressing, well, I will have 2 millimeters difference, Michael. This is all I will have. So the error
I wasn't
2 millimeters.
Yeah, I wasn't using that. So tell me, since you know how to measure, what was the margin of error of your measurement?
The what?
What was the margin of error of your shadow measurement?
No, it's no error. It can be like 2 millimeters.
And how did you substantiate that?
You check in the software.
There's no software. There's no software on a tape measure.
You measure
when you measured
your own measurements. You do your own measurements.
Yes.
And then you put a stick of 1 meter, 800, whatever, and it will give you the shadow. Or it will give you 5 millimeters. What is wrong with 5 millimeters of? You took the conversation to a point we don't need to discuss.
You didn't answer my question.
This, Michael, this is what we need to discuss. No, you tape measure how it works. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay, you have to make this experiment. You have to make this observation, this experiment, and see what you got from there. Yeah. You see what you have from there.
You've talked a lot. And then I let you go and go.
I can talk how much I can, because
then when I tried to explain and have my turn to respond, you won't let me talk. You jump in and interrupt right away.
Because
when you I'm sorry, why can't you explain it? And I start explaining it, and then you just jump in and interrupt me. Why don't you just let me explain without interrupting you? Without interrupting me? Why is it that you're so rude? Why are you so rude that you can't just let me explain?
People in the chat don't deserve us like raising our voice. So, but
you're interrupting me. Stop interrupting me. Let me explain.
Let me tell you something.
You're not telling me anything.
Ridiculous.
You're interrupting me. You cannot. I was talking and you jumped in and interrupted me. You're being rude. Just like Java TP is exceptionally rude. You started out nice and now you're being rude and not letting me talk. Why won't you let me talk? Is there a reason why you won't let me talk? Are you trying to cover up something? Are you scared that I will show you something that will embarrass you, that will show how wrong you are? Is that why you won't let me talk?
Please don't raise your voice.
How about you don't interrupt me?
Did you have
do you have an opportunity to let me talk? Will you let me answer you? You demanded that I answer you. You pretended to want me to answer you. You won't let me answer you. What's wrong with you? Why won't you let me answer you?
It's a shame, buddy.
It's a shame. I have an answer. You won't let me give it to you.
You raise your voice, and it's
Of course
unnecessary.
I'm
You
raising
can
my
talk.
voice. I have to because you're interrupting me. Okay? I would
Carry
love
on.
to answer your questions that you are pretending to want to hear the answer to, but as soon as I start talking, you start over talking me.
Well, but if you get your tape measure and you show me the little thing and you're telling me, you know how to measure? Well, it sounds like a little ridiculous when I've been 2 hours explaining you something dot by dot, all the points from you model and from the flat earth model. And I explained you everything. And all I have been talking was about data, no other thing. So, after 2 hours I've been explaining all of that, you take the tape measure and you say, but you know how to measure? It sounds like a little you joking me,
All right. Well, then just shut me out. Just really, this will shut me up. What was the margin of error of your shadow measurement?
I don't see error. Well, can you say like I don't know, I gave you like 2 millimeters, 3 millimeters, whatever it is. I don't know. Nothing is so precise, Michael. What is it so precise that you measure the sun and it's exactly that point? Or maybe you are 1 meter away from the sun that you didn't count?
I'm just saying that you don't have as many sig fig as you think you do. I've measured shadows. I've measured shadow lengths before, and they're not precise. They're not precise because the edge of the
or the size. The data or the size is not precise.
The raw measurement is not that precise.
The raw measurement. What is wrong with the raw measurements? What is it wrong?
You are reporting more precision than is possible.
And what is wrong with that?
What is wrong with reporting more precision than possible?
I'm just no.
If you don't, I mean, that's a problem. If you don't understand that.
Listen, Michael. When I present data, I don't say this data is 100%, 90%, 80%. No, I just present data. If we want to check on the data, you have the day, the time, and everything in my data. You can ask me, and then you see and you say, like, this is wrong, that is wrong what you say, but you come with the things, to tell me what is wrong. I'm not just guessing around why maybe he did something wrong, 5 millimeters wrong, which... Are you really checking me for my 5 millimeters when you measure the sun 150 million kilometers away?
Yeah.
And you're checking me for 5 millimeters?
I am. I'm asking you for the precision of your measurement. It's a normal thing to do.
Sorry, what?
It's a normal thing to do to do a measurement and include some margin of error.
I don't see errors because what I do, I mark, when it finishes the shadow, I mark in there, and there I measure. So, it's like you can be how precise you could. If you have a monkey in your hair and a rat going around, well, you're uncomfortable measuring, yeah? But if you have like a nice day and everything is comfortable for you to measure, you will measure much better, yeah?
I have no idea what this monkey has to do with anything.
It's nothing wrong with people work. You're trying to see errors. You were checking me. You were doing your calculation, and you were telling me, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. When you found something that you could not answer me, you just start like screaming to me, man. So you still have no answer.
I have an answer. You didn't like it.
For this,
I have an answer. You didn't like it.
Well, yeah, I think. Can you do that?
No, answer number one. Do that to scale.
Are you brave enough to do this exercise, Michael?
I don't need to. It's your claim, not mine. Do that to scale if you want to be taken seriously.
Well, yeah. Well, okay. So let's say the shorter was 30 centimeters. I can do like 40 centimeters, and I can go. I don't know, like how much? 10 meters, 5 meters. How much I can go?
The radius of the globe is 6,370 kilometers. So scale that to whatever the radius of this particular sphere is. Okay, 6,730 kilometers, and the distance from the Earth to the Moon is what?
400.
400 what?
Yeah, 400 Ks.
400,000.
400,000, yes.
Yes. Okay. So then put the moon, your flashlight, 400,000 away. Right?
What are you talking about? In a software?
No, in real life. Your actual physical model.
Should I take a bus to put a moon 400,000 K from me?
You need to do it to scale.
No, I can do a scale doing like 40 centimeters to 400,000.
Okay, then you need to shrink the radius of the globe that you're using.
Yeah, well, not really.
No, really. Really, you do.
No, man.
You need to have your
Why?
scale
Because
model
we're
be
using
to
the
scale.
same- Michael, I am starting realizing that you don't understand.
Oh,
I'm
dear.
starting realizing that you don't get the point.
That's
Michael.
adorable.
Okay, if I use the same sphere, it doesn't matter. I don't need to use the radio to the sphere. I need to use the same sphere to measure the light closer and further away. Yes, I need to use the same sphere. Do you see, Michael?
Yeah, the
have to
sphere,
use the same light
the
and the
radius
same
of the
sphere.
sphere, and the distance
55
between the sphere and the
I
sun
was talking
need to be
today
scale.
to an architect, and I asked him if I can use like 40 centimeters instead of 400, and he told me yes, because this is what we make our prototype. When we make a prototype, we do a scale 1 millimeter to 1 kilometer, let's say. Yeah, or 1 millimeter to 1 meter. Yeah, in that case, 1 millimeter for 1 kilometer should be fine. We can
Then,
do that,
but all of your scale needs to be the same then. The radius of that sphere and the distance between the sphere and the light source needs to be the same scale, and you did not do that.
But still, it should work the way you say. Still this
No,
one. Because
your
it's the
scale is
same
wrong.
light.
This is going over your head, buddy.
No, man.
You're right with the architect saying that you need to have your scale. 1 millimeter equals whatever. Make that the same scale for the radius and the distance. Make the scale the same. Or if you don't want to do it in physical, because that's difficult, that's going to be a real challenge. I get that. Do it in Blender or some three-dimensional modeling software. That's fine too.
There you work. Michael, are you keen to do this exercise?
No.
So it's easier for you to go to Antarctica than doing this exercise at home.
Do you mean build a physical model to scale?
I don't know. If you can do that, it will be perfect.
There are, mathematical models to scale that we can do, but a physical model to scale is going to be quite a challenge. But I'm not up. No, I'm not up for that. I am not because the challenge of doing that to scale is quite monumental. I would love to see you give it a shot, but I know you won't. Do it in software so that's mathematical.
If I do it, what are you going to say to me? That what is wrong? That I don't know how to use the tape measure or what? What are you going to say to me?
You did not do it to scale. That's what's wrong.
If I do it scale, listen, let's do something. I got an architect. He can check on my work and he can sign it. And
Sure.
you can even talk to him.
Absolutely.
You can even have his webpage and his phone number. You can call him and you can discuss if this is proper then. So if I do it on a scale, Michael, will you accept that you are wrong?
If it shows it wrong, yes, but you need to have it both the radius and the distance to scale.
Yeah. So if I use the same sphere, it doesn't count for you?
Well, if you use the same sphere, how far away does the light source need to be to replicate the moon distance to scale?
The moon is just the light. The sun is just the light.
How
The
far
Earth
away
is the same.
Yeah, how far away does the light need to be be the moon distance to scale?
I will ask the architect. He will do it for me.
Excellent.
All the diagram. He will do it for me.
Absolutely. Yep. I'd love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you brave enough to do it yourself also? So I do it and you do it and we compare our work.
I'm not going to build it to scale physically. No.
Okay.
Here's what you'll find out. You go to that architect and he'll give you those numbers, and then you'll look at that and you'll say, wow, how am I going to build that to scale?
Well, it's we need a strong light. Huh? But let's say something. If I have 30 centimeters, I will need what? 15 meters to the sun. I go 30 centimeters to the moon, and I will need how much to the sun? 100 feet, like.
Well, let's chop off an equal number, right? It's 400,000 kilometers from the Earth to the sun. So let's say you're 400 millimeters.
400 millimeters.
Yeah, it's 40 centimeters,
it's like
right?
40 centimeters.
And then how far is the sun away?
Mm-hmm.
It's 150 million kilometers. We're going to chop off 3 digits. 150,000 millimeters is what?
Yes. Okay. So it means...
No, 150,000 millimeters is how far?
Okay. So, sorry, how much you say? 150?
Yeah.
Sorry, how much you say?
150,000 millimeters.
150 meters.
Okay. Okay, and now how big is the globe in that scale?
Okay, but what are you talking about? The globe?
Well, yeah.
Wait, Michael. Let's just put it together. Wait, we say 40 centimeters for the moon, 150 meters for the sun.
Yeah,
we are right.
Yeah,
we're right. Yeah.
And what's the Earth? How big is the Earth now?
The Earth
to
should
scale.
be big enough to see a nice shadow.
No, it has to be to scale. So we chopped off 3 digits from the 1,000 and then went from kilometers to millimeters, right? So 400,000 kilometers to the moon was 400 millimeters. 6,700, let's double that to get the radius or the diameter. So let's call it 13,000 kilometers. We chop off 3 digits, we get 13 millimeters. So we've got a 13 millimeter globe. Okay.
13 centimeters.
No, 1.3 centimeters. So the globe is 1.3 centimeters in diameter. That's to scale. 1.3 centimeters. Yep, 13 millimeters diameter. To scale.
So it's like a little ball like that.
Yep. Yeah, so now you're going to have to put a stick on it, and that stick is going to have to be, I don't know how you're going to do that, right? But good luck with that. And then you're going to have to measure that.
That it's impossible.
No, I'm saying the scale is challenging to do in real life, isn't it? Because these numbers are quite dramatic, aren't they?
But I don't agree with the ball. It has to be like a little sphere. It can be any.
No, it can't. It needs to be to scale.
The thing is, like, you cannot change the ball. If you mention the sun and the moon, it has to be with the same ball.
Blurks never understand scale. Never. No. They never understand scale. It just whoosh over their heads.
No. We are discussing. Yeah, we are discussing. What you propose is not challenging. It's almost impossible. So what it means? What do they mean? Impossible things. They're no science. No,
it's not impossible. It's challenging.
Things you need to do.
No, it's not. It's not impossible.
Yes.
It's not impossible, and just because you don't have the capability of doing it doesn't mean it's not testable. A challenging test doesn't mean it's impossible. Just means it's hard to do. If it could be done.
No, it's difficult for us.
Yes.
For other people, maybe it's going to be so much easier, no? Maybe some other people did it 100 times. I don't know. But there is some points, Michael, that should be easy. That the same thing that I'm showing here, I don't know if you're still presenting it.
Yes.
But the same thing I'm showing you here to you, it should work
Okay, well, let's do one step larger in scale, one order of magnitude larger. Let's have the Earth be 13 centimeters in size.
Yeah. Yes.
right? Instead of 13 millimeters.
Diameter 13. Still little.
Yeah. And yeah, it's still smaller than the one you have here, right? And now let the moon now needs to be 400 centimeters away, or 4 meters away, right? And the sun needs to be 1.5 kilometers away. So you need the sun 1.5 kilometers away and the moon 4 kilometers away to do it to scale.
Okay. I will talk to this guy, see what you have to say. And I will try to find the best way it will work for me.
Okay.
And then I'm going to present it to you if you can. If you don't want to talk about this no more, it's fine for me.
I'm happy to see you do it to scale, as long as they're all to scale.
And whatever I'm going to present, it will be with a stamp of this guy, which is so it's not like I'm not an architect, so I can't discuss about it. But if you have any issue, you can talk about him, and he will explain the point to you.
Definitely. Yeah,
Right.
and if he has questions, I'll be happy to answer them if you want to give him my email address.
No problem. Okay. Okay, Michael, I don't have anything else to show. That was basically my study for 2024. Now we're trying to do it and repeat in 2025. And all the best for you and your new travels, your new experiences. We see on the Gmail.
Yes.
Okay. Would you like to say anything before we go?
Are you still on your live stream going?
I don't really know. Huh?
Okay.
Just check.
Well, I have some interactions with my audience I'm going to work on here before I close up my stream. But Tio, thank you for coming.
Thank you, and thank you the people in there and your chat.
And your microphone. Yeah, I don't know what happened to your microphone.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry about this. I think it was pretty cool to see you a little getting red, a little more red in your skin. It was nice to know you like that. And I'll see you soon.
All
Cheers,
right.
mate.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. It's always scale and sig fig, scale and margin of error. Flat earthers never get it. It's their kryptonite. Okay, so I have another one coming up. I have some super chats to read here, so I'm going to move back the other ones. I have to go to the bathroom. I had too much beverage. So hold on a second. Let me first, step one, I'm going to move back the next one by half an hour before I go to the bathroom. Then I'll read these here. These have a little reminiscing on the video, the interaction we just had here. Oh, come on. And then we have Witsit prostrates himself coming up. That is totally nuts. Totally nuts. But let's get a little viewing pleasure here for you while I hit the bathroom.
I just asked you to unmute.
Yeah, I'll respond to that. Yeah, that's a common misunderstanding of the situation. Officially, the sun doesn't rise or set. It's what's known as the sunrise.
Brian says the earth is flat, no up or down, just this or that. He stays up late to watch the sky, says the sun's a trick, no need to lie. He points his finger across the land, no rising orb, no fiery band. He tells the folks it's all a show, optical illusion, man's old foe. Sun mirage in charts, he takes his notes. Through cosmic waves, his theories float. Brian laughs at solar beams, calls them all his seamless dreams. He stands on rooftops, spreads his tail, challenges the globe, never fails. With each sunrise shouts his cause, sun mirage defies our laws. Sun mirage in Brian's mind, no round world, no time to find. Sun mirage, it's just a game, he's convinced we're all the same.
So we see at the horizon in the morning and evening time. There is no setting sun or rising sun. And the horizon is not the leading geometric edge of the globe. It's an optical phenomenon. It changes with weather, optics, elevation. So it's the meeting of two phenomenons. The horizon, two optical phenomenons, the horizon and what's known as the sun mirage. That's official, that's not me, that's official. Even within the globe paradigm, the horizon is not the leading geometric edge of the globe because there is a constant of always at least 7 over and greater than 7 over 6 or present within that paradigm. So the horizon is not geometric within that paradigm.
He reads the charts, he takes his notes. Through cosmic waves, his theories float. Brian laughs at solar beams, calls them all his seamless dreams. He stands on rooftops, spreads his tail, challenges the globe, never fails. With each sunrise shouts his cause, sun mirage defies our laws.
So whatever the sun is seeing doing at the horizon has no relevance whatsoever to do with a globe or proof for a globe or anything else.
Sun mirage in Brian's mind, no round world, no time to find. Sun mirage, it's just a game, he's convinced we're all the same.
Or this proof of a flat earth, because as I said, officially it's what's known as the sun mirage. Now most people don't know that, especially on the globe side. But you're attacking the person, not the argument.
Oh, such an idiot.
You're attacking the world, not
Oh
the
my
argument. Now,
gosh,
that's what
he's so
Hume was doing
dumb.
as well. All personal attacks within the
Ah, you gotta love Brian's lack of logic. It's no surprise when a flat earther doesn't understand geometry because it's an absolute requirement for flat earthers to not understand geometry because, number one, simple geometry, the sun could never set if the earth were flat, except for the ancient ideas where the sun went underneath the earth or in a tunnel. But that's not the modern one. The modern flat earth idea is that the sun does circles or somehow stays above a plane. That doesn't work. But this guy actually did what very few have done. He output the elevation of the sun and the moon, and he got both of them very close to 5,000 kilometers. The problem is that he didn't do it at a different location on the same day or same time or anything like that, and you get dramatically different numbers. And that's why I asked him that, because he thought he had something. He's like, oh, it's 5,000 kilometers. Like, that's right. And he's like, the sun and the moon, they're slightly different. Therefore, maybe he was going to think eclipses will work. But I can tell you, using his same method on December, just this last December on the 12th, I measured the sun elevation for flat Earth from Punta Arenas to be 6,000 kilometers, just under 5999.683. And 3 days later in Antarctica, using the reverse Eratosthenes measurement, I got 3,080. So the elevation of the sun cut in half. How did that happen? So what he really missed out on there are a couple things. Of course, he didn't get scale. He didn't want to do like a 2 scale thing. He's like, he did this physical demonstration. Good, but he didn't do it to scale. Bad. He had the radius of this sphere. I don't know what he said, 25 centimeters or something like that. It was maybe more. It was a pretty good size. And then he had the light like 2 meters away. Like, that's not how far away to scale the moon is from the Earth, or the sun is from the Earth. And then he moved it from 2 meters to 5.5 meters. Like, that's not representative of the Earth moon and Earth sun distance in relation to the surface of the Earth. It's nothing even close. So, PhD Tony says, shadow length varies with surface curvature. It is critical the Earth radius to be to scale. Absolutely. And he did not want to acknowledge that at all. The other problem is, and he wouldn't let me talk about it, is the margin of error of his measurement. So he got the shadow length of the moon 1,150 millimeters, and the shadow length of the sun 1,010 millimeters. Let's go to centimeters, 115 and 101. So there's 14 centimeters different. And I was saying, what was the margin of error? And he couldn't quantify that. And I got to say, you can't get super precise with the sun. And with the moon, that's even going to be a little more challenging because you don't have a whole lot of light to get that length of the shadow for the moon. And I don't know what the actual geometry is for that day, for that position, for that location on the Earth. I don't know the actual numbers. He didn't provide them. And I'm not sure if the Tetraedron 4 video did it to scale either, because I saw that the length of the stick was 6,371. Well, that's the radius of the Earth. I don't know what that number is, but I'd love to see a 2 scale something for his. I don't know. They don't like doing things to scale. They strawman the globe all the time. So, anyway, he got a 14 centimeter difference in the shadow length of the sun and moon, and I'm gonna press X to doubt on that. That's my thing. I don't know how accurate that is, but I don't know. I don't know what the actual globe prediction is. He didn't either. He didn't want to talk about it. So, thinking about cake. I know you're all thinking about cake. Thinking about cake says, I just caught up with all the Antarctica stuff. Here's a late donation for you. Well, thank you very much. Just today, I was working on the I don't know what to call it, the journal for each day, the vlog. I don't like vlog. But so for each day, and I might do more for the when we were like the first day we were in Antarctica. But anyway, like from when I left Minneapolis until I got to Santiago was a day. Maybe I'll go until I get to Punta Arenas. Anyway, a series of those, including the videos, and it's been a while. The reason why is because I've been uploading, looking for a place to put the raw videos so that people can get them, and especially the ones when we're on the ground in Antarctica. I want the flat earthers to be able to download the actual videos right from my camera, unmodified from my camera, and so they can then look at it and say, oh, well, look at that. That's a 4K video of just sitting there for 2 hours pointing at us walking around, right? Similar to the 360 ones, but a higher resolution. So I want that to be available. I now have a place to put it, and I am uploading them right now. I have about 40 videos already uploaded. I got a lot more to go. So, Lord Illuminous Pooh says, if you want to know what happened to Ask Jeeves, I'd say to Google it, but Ask Jeeves is an old search engine prior to Google. There was also Sherlock and Yahoo and Alta Vista. Who remembers Alta Vista? One in the chat if you used Alta Vista. Oh yeah, tomorrow on FTFE's channel, we're doing top left nominations. No videos. Do not make, oh yeah, Lycos. Do not make a video for nomination. You just show up. If you want to come on screen and give a 1 or 2 minute thing quick, you can, you're invited. If you want to just vote for your nomination in chat, then you can vote for in chat or email or Discord or Facebook. all ways that you can do it. You do not need a video to nominate. So that's tomorrow, FTFE's channel. Jack Fetter says, so far, yeah, from the south. Yep. He tried. Yeah, I'll give him credit. He tried harder than other flat earthers. He actually did some geometry. He actually did. More than other flat earthers did. But he struggled with scale. Jack Fetter says, okay, cut to the chase. Present the new derp. And the new derp is lack of doing it to scale. Jack Fetter says, again, OMG, is operating a computer the new conspiracy? I don't know why his microphone kept cutting out. That was weird. Icy Spin says, ignore conflicting evidence. Agree with statement. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you mean by that, Icy Spin. Why did I push these in more? Don't need them right now. I can just tell you 100% for certain that discrepancy that he identified, which is his misunderstanding of scale, is nothing compared to the discrepancy if he were to do the same type of triangle solving for a different latitude. You can get 2x, 3x, 4x discrepancy, and he's looking at a couple centimeters there. Dude, Jack Fetter says, Flurfs acknowledge planets. Is this a trick? No, he was trying to test our model. What he should do it to scale. Jack Fetter says, putting on my Flurf goggles, still nothing. Yeah, he took a long way to get to the punchline. Jack Fetter again says, tell him about heliosphere. I smell derp. Yeah, the heliosphere. So there are some to scale Earth and suns, but they're dramatically huge. That's the real problem, and people have sent some people have made 2-scale solar systems, and here's what I remember. When I was in, I don't remember, I think 9th grade, we were given an assignment to draw the solar system to scale. And we were given paper tape, right? Like 1/2-inch wide paper tape. There was a giant roll. They're like, you're going to need to figure out how long of a roll you need in order to go and draw, I don't know which planet, I don't remember which planets, but you're going to need to do it to scale. And so you're going to have to calculate it. So we had to do the math ourselves. We had to figure out how long of a piece of paper tape we needed. Then we needed to go get the paper tape, cut it. Then we couldn't do it in the classroom. We went out into the hallway. So everybody's sitting in the hallway with like partners, like there's 2-3 people in a team, or I don't know. And we're like, all right, well, we got to draw the sun to scale. So like we draw the sun, like, I don't know. I don't remember what size, but we drew some small sun. Right. And they're like, okay, let's measure out to Mercury. And Mercury is just a dot. You can't make a small enough dot for Mercury. Okay. Now go to the Venus, go to Earth, and we're like, holy cow, these distances were dramatically huge. So, they don't get scale. Like that's a powerful memory for me to really get the solar system to scale. So when flat earthers are like, you don't have a scale model, like they all think that models are physical. The only way to do modeling is physical. Most modeling is done mathematically or conceptually of some sort, right? Is there a 2-scale physical model of how insulin works with sugar in the bloodstream? No. No, it's a conceptual model, and you can do some math around it when you apply the chemistry and biology. But there's no physical model to how insulin deals with to solve diabetes. That doesn't even exist. There's no physical model to that. It's all in our heads, but it works. Amazing, saves lives. Jack Fetter says, truly groundbreaking. Pluto is a planet again. Yeah, he's a couple years behind in that. It's okay. We'll have a soft spot for Pluto, don't we? Gary Brown's first super chat for $1.99. Thank you for that. I don't see a message, but thank you for it, Gary Brown. John Noonan is in here. John Noonan says, "Bye for good. I love God. Take care. Inbreds." He misspelled. He misspelled inbred. John. Like, John is either all caps here. He's either all caps or all lowercase, apparently, right? All lowercase there. John, like, what is wrong with you? Couldn't care less, lad. Space, comma. Space. I'm off riding a Swede, ha ha ha. Okay, good for you. Good for you, John Noonan. Like, French were never able to pull Swedes. Like, what are you trying to, like, he's trying to brag about having a Swedish person that he's getting busy with? You know, I would guess that this Swedish person goes to a different school. Jack Feder for $5 says, "The problem is clear now. The other planets are blocking the sun." Honestly, I can't tell if he's made his point yet. Is it just me? No, he didn't. At that point, he was not yet to making his point. Jack Feder says, in angle brackets, "Searching for sharp objects to lobotomize myself." Don't lobotomize yourself. Jack Feder again says, he's using the globe Earth map. He was trying to test the globe. The right thing to do. Actually apply the globe to scale accurately. Well, he didn't quite get that. Globy McGlobeface. And yeah, look at that. I love flatties are like, no, I'm not a Freemason. Says, Amber Alert just came through for a lost mental patient with a stick and tape measure. He was last seen staring at his own shadowy hand. Thank you, Globy. Jack Feder says, took a stick to Mercury, spontaneously combusted. You need to make your stick out of tungsten. Duh. Jack Feder again says, still holding the stick. What comes next? Mark W. Sublunar azimuth grid, or SLAG for short. Yeah, I mean, he thought the word for the GP is really what I like to say because it's shorter, but sublunar point or subsolar point, and he wanted to say azimuth. That's not right. I mean, zenith would be right? Like that might be the right word to describe it, where the sun is at your zenith. That would work, but not azimuth. Shane Eslick says, yeah, I'm an expensive mason. Yes, I can do masonry. Jack Feder says, Neil deGrasse Tyson is rolling over in his grave, and he's not even dead yet. Jack Feder again says, too much derp. I already blew my chat budget. Yeah, the guy. It's rough. It was a rough one. I do like how they kind of give away when they demand an answer to something and you start answering and they jump right in. Round Roland says, so the flirts are just hand waving TFE away. And well, that was very telling. He used a globe map to determine the distance between the subsolar point and his location on flat Earth. How did he do that? Well, he used due north and south, 69 miles per degree. Okay, I'll give you that. But there's only a couple options if that's the case. You can have the azimuthal equidistant Gleason map with the North Pole in the middle, or you could do the same with the South Pole in the middle. But as soon as you do anything else, lines of longitude, which he was relying on being straight, are no longer straight. Right? Well, you could do it on a Mercator projection, but then you have Pac-Man. Right? So he right, remember at the beginning I said it's just an academic thing. He gave up on a model. It is just academic. He admitted the Earth is a globe, or use the AE map. Right? Because the Gleason map, because I don't think he was meaning to suggest that that is an AE map centered on the South Pole. And I don't think that he was suggesting that Earth is actually a Mercator map or some sort of a rectangular projection like that. I don't think so. I think, because that requires Pac-Manning, I think that in his head, he's still a Gleason map guy. They always Gleason map guys. They always are. They have to. You have to. You don't get away with it. Jack Fetter says, after his budget was already spent, if there is a hell, this is it. And then Jack Fetter again says, can we go back in time to start with the point? No, we don't get to. Steve from Wormhaven for $10 says, he has walked himself to water but refused to drink. Yeah, he did. He almost got there. And he brought up the little video from some Tetridron. No, but he didn't like it. He said it doesn't work in 2 dimensions. It has to be in 3 dimensions. Why? Because he didn't like the results. Bad Dad Dodge says, please let him know microwaves charge phones good. Microwave ovens. Yes, it's wireless. It's a wireless charging. Icy Spin says, how does the 24-hour sun work on your map for Antarctica? It doesn't. He's a we don't need a map kind of guy, and then he uses a map. Jack Fetter says, take a shot every time he says Pluto or stick. Well, you would have survived. He did curtail the usage of those words, fortunately. Shane Eslick says, hoping he would say, and we put a stick in Uranus. Oh my gosh. Otto says, this is no kind of experiment, dork ball. Dork ball. Jack Fetter says, please, just go into the light. Icy Spin says, does he know how big the solar system is? Yeah, he doesn't quite have a real grasp on that. They never do. All right, Penguin J gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much for that. Jack Fetter again says, still standing here with my stick in my hand. How long is that? Never mind. Jack Fetter says, again, actually, people in the chat deserve a point. Yes. When was that? That was at 7:35. That was an hour and a half in. It's hard to say. Jack Fetter says 40 centimeters, so the Earth at scale would be 6.64 centimeter radius. Yeah, and that baffled him. He needed an architect to do this little bit of, it's just arithmetic. You don't need an architect for it, right? And that's why I tried to explain it to him, right? Take 400,000 kilometers, remove 3 digits, 400, and change from kilometer to millimeter. Okay, 400 millimeter. What is that? 40 centimeters. Right? And then we did the sun, and he was on board, and then it said, now how big does the Earth need to be? And he didn't like the answer. 13 millimeters. He did. Yeah, actually, yeah, it's not 0.64 centimeter, is it? 13. Yeah, 13 mil. Yep, that's correct. 13 millimeter sun. And now you need to put a stick on that 13 millimeter sun, and you need to measure the length of the shadow that the sun casts and the shadow that the moon casts on that to scale. That doesn't work too well, right? So step it up to 13 centimeter sun, or 13 centimeter Earth, and the sun has to be 1.5 kilometers away. How are you going to shine a light 1.5 kilometers so that you can have a good shadow to measure on your 13 centimeter in size sphere. You see the challenge of doing it to scale in physical? It just isn't that easy. Tim Davidson says, I have a 1-to-1 scale map of the US. Scale says 1 mile equals 1 mile. It's a real pain to refold. When people ask where I live, I say G5. Is that a what's his name, Wright? Joke, right? Stephen Wright, did you just take his joke? It's good. It's a good joke. Shane Eslick says, Tune, how don't you understand sizes don't matter when making a scale model? That's absolutely it. There were flatties in the chat that were trying to back him up, trying to say that I didn't understand. Like, no, dude, it's not to scale. You missed it. Darkstar 4400 says, use an Immailant MS32 for a light source, 200,000 lumens. Now that might be a good choice at 1.5 kilometers. Now, if you want to have a little bit larger Earth and go from 13 centimeters to 130 centimeters in diameter, right? So just over a meter, a little bit over a meter, then your sun has to be 15 kilometers away. Good luck. Jack Fetter says, sorry, don't you mean 13 centimeter pizza? Well, yeah. His thing where he's showing the flat earth version of it with the light moving up and down. I'm like, yep. Nobody misunderstands this on our side. So is this guy Alando Los Cabos? Is he let's see here. Let me read that here. Y'all can suffer through my my Spanish pronunciation here. Just a second here. Ya estoy listo para mis mediciones. I'm ready for my measurements. The Globertos are going to cry with dissonance. Where are they going to put their heads? And it's Van Lorar de distancia los Globertos. Donde van a meter la cabeza. Sorry. Apologies for my horrible Spanish pronunciation. Hugo Perez says, I had to go. Did Tio Electric debunk the globe with the shadow of the moon? He did not. Hugo. He did not. He didn't get the scale, and he actually played the video. So I had that video because Hugo sent it to me. He did play that scale, and his answer was, I don't like it. That was it. Shane Islick says there is a scale solar system walk on the Melbourne suburbs shoreline. From what I understand, others in the world too. Not impossible, just very hard. It's totally possible to build it. The challenge is putting a stick on the 2-scale globe and then putting a light on the 2-scale moon and 2-scale sun and having it cast a measurable length shadow. That's the challenge. And of course, if other people have built these 2-scale models, you're going to need the sun and the moon in alignment with each other, which they probably won't be. So you could it'd be easy to put the moon at the right spot, right? So go your whatever distance away for the sun. Good luck shining on it, though. And having a globe that's big enough to measure the length of the shadow. William Foley says scale every single time. Yep. Silver Phoenix Rising for $10 says, I just started the video and I'm at the part about seeing the sun from Pluto. From there, the sun would have roughly the same brightness as the full moon, but it would be much smaller. Okay. So I didn't know offhand how bright the sun would be from Pluto. So yes, you would definitely see your hand if that's the case. And it would cast a shadow that you could measure. So awesome. What now? No idea. Oh no, it's Andy says he showed his true self when you challenged him. Indeed he did. He didn't want to let me talk. Slylock is a new member at Newton. Thank you for that. And then Slylock for $5 says this was a really fun debate to start as he tried to incorrectly use math until it turned into a everything I don't like is a lie flurf. Yes. That's the thing. They go to a point. They follow reasoning to a point all the time. And then they're like, oh, well, my conclusion, my required pre-selected conclusion doesn't match where this goes. So we're going to go off this other direction. Jay Donashi says, did you get the NASA mug from HR? I'm telling Craig you're NASA's favorite. Yeah, do. Tell him. Tell Craig. He'll get jealous. Citizen 9 says, was that song by Depeche Mode? MC2, no, that was done by Astrocate Sathix. It was sent to me, and I noticed that Astrocate is not in the chat. If you're lurking, just give us a hey, I'm lurking. But yeah, the song about Brian's Logic, yeah. Shane Eslick says MC2 live. So now the sun and moon not only go round and round, but up and down. The sun and moon are riding a merry-go-round horse. Apparently they are. Clems says, I feel like we have to move on from flat Earth. Well, I'm trying to wrap it up here, right? Like they are struggling. And, when all that you have left is people that are of basically, they're going to come down to two groups. We don't have a map, which is a fail, right? There's 100,000 commercial airline flights every day. They use a map. You wouldn't get on an airplane if you didn't think the navigator had a map, right? And the second group being Satan is the sun in Antarctica. And so far, I think only one person is in that group. So it's going to be the no modelers because the people that said that claim it was fake, they're toast. They're just desperate. The ones that say it's reflecting off the dome, it wasn't a reflection off the dome. There's nothing. They have nothing there. The Joe Hanvey stuff. Help me, Hanvey1 Kenobi. It won't help. Clem says, I feel like these convos are going nowhere. True. Flat Earth has gone nowhere for 175 years. Otto gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much for that. We got William Foley says, Han shot first. Pluto is a planet. Stop stealing my childhood. Absolutely. Han shot first. Lucas. George. Come on, George. Han shot first. He's a, he leans villain. He turns good, but he leaned villain. Okay. Evil Producer 01 says, what model Insta360 camera did you use? We had 4 of the 360 X4s in Antarctica, and I have since then purchased my own. So mine is right here. It is in the DJI case, but it fits perfectly in the case right here. Look at that. And then, oh yeah, I even have I got a really nice cable for it. You can see it's got the 90-degree angle on it so that it doesn't get in the way, so you don't see it. Like if you watch the 360 video I did, you can see the cable coming out of it because it had to be charging the whole time. So anyway, that goes right in here. And it closes up nicely. Rizzo Gordris is one thing Jaron has correctly identified. Flurfs and flurfism is going nowhere for decades. They've made 0 progress in 175 years. All they have is, this is the map. Sun does circles. You want me to answer? You want to answer any questions? No questions will be answered. That's it. I mean, they'll give you word salad, but if you want actually substance to those questions, you will not get them. You will not. Oh, hey, this is a good one here. Let's see here. Don't look, this one right here. This stays. This knowing the truth, and of course now we can be certain the guy's channel name has truth in it. He does not like truth. It says, I'll read it for you. He says, "You suck. You're a liar. Antarctica is a studio. Facebook." Don't, Darkstar. I just said don't block that. Is a studio. Facebook and Twitter. Many videos show your lies. Well, today's your lucky day. Knowing the truth. This is your lucky day. You will jump for this opportunity. You're gonna love it. Here's the deal. Okay, you will. You absolutely will. So, knowing the truth, I am 100% confident that I did go to Antarctica and that I did see the circling sun 24 hours a day with these eyes, these very same eyes. And being confident, I will deposit $100,000 in escrow. And I will go to Antarctica with you and me. And whoever else wants to go, of course. Same trip, same time, about December 14 to 18 next year. I'll hook you up with the people at ALE to make that happen. Now, that $100,000 that I put in escrow, you'll do the same, of course, because you are 100% confident that, right? You wrote this, right? You said it's a studio. And Facebook and Twitter and many videos show your life. You're confident enough in that to show up here in my stream and type that. Okay? So you're so confident that you will also deposit $100,000 in escrow. And when you and I both go down to Antarctica and we stand there in Antarctica and we look and we watch the sun, if the sun sets, you will get my $100,000. And if the sun does circles for 24 hours a day, I get your $100,000. If you're confident, you will jump at this opportunity. Now, this isn't just a financial opportunity for you. So you can't just go, oh, I don't need the money, or I don't bet. This is your chance to know the truth, to expose the truth. You think that it was all a big farce and that there was a lie. Well, this is your opportunity to prove it's a lie. And bonus, you won't have to pay for it because, of course, if you're correct, you will get that $100,000. It'll cover your trip, which will cost you between $35,000 and $40,000, and you'll have a whole bunch to spare. It is a win-win for you if you're right. If you're confident enough to come here and type that out, then you're confident enough to actually put your money where your mouth is. Knowing the truth. So anyway, you can email me, mctoon@mctoon.net, and we will set this up. We'll make sure that the lawyers are happy about it, that the money is properly covered in escrow, all of the good stuff that we need to happen. We'll make it happen. mctoon@mctoon.net. Now, your actions will inform us. Your actions will inform us. If you know that I'm telling the truth, you will not take this offer. That's all it needs to be said. Okay. Don't make me mod him, people. I don't want to mod him. Do not block his comments. Okay? So if he says that, so I appreciate it. I appreciate how many flat earthers are going to accept this. I just recorded that video, right before, right at like 3:00 today. I recorded that video, or 5:30. I don't know, before this. That I'm going to publish. I've offered it so far to 3 flat earthers on Facebook. And you know how many have accepted? 0. Flat earthers, when given an opportunity To back up their words, run like chickens. Flat earthers are pathetic losers. You'll get up here and you'll flap your face hole. You'll pretend that you know the truth. But when you have an opportunity to step up and put it on the line, you run and run and run. You are all pathetic losers. Unless you're not. Put that money in escrow. Now, I let my wife know, should a flat earther accept it, that we get a free trip to Antarctica, plus a couple $1,000s in our pocket after we're done. She was ecstatic. But she also knows that flat earthers are chickens and will not ever back up anything they say with actual action. So, there you go. All right, Jiffy Cohen says, when John Noonan says he's writing a Swede, he means he's rubbing against the furniture at IKEA. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have another live stream coming here. So, and I'm already over what my repositioned start time. So, Larry Scott says Flurfs routinely say Sticks and Shadows is a joke, but he died on the hill of Sticks and Shadows. He did. I love the new angle that he's coming at it. Maybe we're going to be seeing all sorts of new angles that go nowhere. Highball, first super chat for $2 says, could he make a stick the same size on Earth? Well, yeah, that would be the challenge if he did it to scale. Right? That would be significantly higher than the orbit of the ISS. To scale. Slylock says, I really thought since he was trying to do math that he would allow him to convert back from being a simple folk, a person of the land, a moron. No, that it only goes so far. It only it ends at some point. So, all right. I'm not seeing an email yet from Knowing the Truth, accepting my generous offer. All right. Leslie Rohrer. That's a 30-minute video. If the moon were only 1 pixel, a tediously accurate scale model of the solar system. It's a great video. I've seen it before. It's a really good video. So definitely recommend watching that to get an idea of the scale model of the solar system. If the moon was 1 pixel big. I love that. Thank you, Leslie. Darkstar 4400 says the Immolent costs $749. Doubt many Flurfs could afford one. Oh, that's the flashlight that's super, super bright. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Could you see it from 15 kilometers away enough to cast a shadow that's 2-3 on a stick that's 2-3 millimeters tall? I don't know, how tall would it have to be? Just over a 1 meter. You could maybe have like a centimeter or 2 centimeter. Let's say you had a 10 centimeter stick from 15 kilometers away. Could that cast a shadow that you could measure? That'd be quite something if you could. Icy Spin says driving 55 miles per hour, it would take 191 years to reach the sun. Thank you very TMYK. TMYK. What's TMYK? The more you know. I knew I was going to get it. What do you think Dearth's Grift when do you think Dearth's Grift will end? Well, there's a group working on some documentation of his app that will go public and will really mess up his it won't be good. It won't be good. But takes time to get it properly documented. JSS Tiger says, Toon, where can I find the results of the global Eratosthenes experiment that happened while you were in Antarctica? I have not published anything yet other than what I've talked about. The radius of the Earth, I got 6,574 and 6,340 kilometers radius. So very close. The one that I did in Punta Arenas, I discovered some errors in my methodology. So it's not particularly good because I used an existing pillar that was there, but I didn't know until later that there was a thing on top of it, and I think it messed up the location, the height of it. The other thing, though, is it's inset, so it's difficult to adjust the inset to get the length of the shadow measurement correct. So the margin of error is a bit sloppy on that one. Jack Fetter says, as soon as I hit enter, my credit card is locked. Well, thank you, but don't do so many. Save it for later. RG gifted 10 memberships. Thank you so much, RG. Atomic Aerials sounds amazing. Says it is the year 2069. A couple of hyperflirts have just returned from a crowd-funded weekend on the moon, only to be venomously disowned by their kin all over HoloTube. Absolutely. You can't pick. You can't say, let's take 10 flat earthers to space and see what they say, and then all the existing flat earthers will then no longer be flat earthers, because you will convert 10 flat earthers and the rest of them will say shills. Tim Davidson says, directions unclear. I have 1,000 crows dressed as S's. 1,000 crows dressed as S's. Icy Spin says, how do you know when a JM Truth is lying? You know this. He's talking. Philip Barretta says, can we do it for 100,000 tacos? Well, it depends where you get the tacos. They're worth more than $1 each, usually. So, Maxim Veljovic says, at Earth is not a planet, send MC Toon Live your best flat earth proof and he will review it. Let's see it. We are looking for truth and we need evidence. Good luck getting evidence from a flat earther. That doesn't happen. Jack Fetter says, flirts need a container usually in the shape of mommy's basement. Oh, Steve6464 says, where does Lisbeth stand now in the shape of the earth? I don't know, but I have thought I should contact her and see, because we talked about seeing if she wanted to come on. I could go on the clubhouse. She could come on here. We'll do something like that. So I do hope to have that happen. Jaron just the other day said that he gave me specifically invited me to come on his show to give results of some of the measurements I did. So I'm going to probably rearrange a little bit of the priority so that I can have something a little sooner than later to go there. So Reds Rhetoric wants to know if you're having people on. I wasn't planning on it. I'm about to switch to the next video. So you could, if you really wanted, you could pop in if you had something to say or wanted to join for a little bit, Reds. You know me, you're always welcome here. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up here. We're gonna have a little bit of we're just a quick outro here. All right, hold on. We need a good one here. So that's coming. This will be a taste. Bob Bobbert says, instructions unclear. I have inserted 100,000 Satan sons into a crow. And Tim save escrow. Tim Davidson for $2 says crows dressed as S's. I got it. Heat Shield says Reds is meeting up with Jaron for a talk. Get him on, bro. Okay, I think Jaron and Reds could probably have a talk. I mean, they could communicate with each other, or I could be the in-between for that. Anyway, for the next live stream, we will be discussing discussing, we're reviewing a certain person who has recently prostrated himself, begged to become one of the fold of a certain cult leader, Oakley. And we shall see how it goes. And so this is a taste of what is to come.
That's my balls in his mouth. Yeah, you can suck my balls. Balls! Balls! In your mouth. Mouth. Balls! Balls! In your mouth. Mouth. That is my balls in your mouth. Yeah, enjoy the taste of my nuts.
Bro?
Maybe my balls in your mouth for a few more minutes. Enjoy the taste of my nuts.
Gamma.
Balls! Balls! In your mouth. Mouth. With my nuts on your face. To suck my nuts. You suck on my nuts. Then tell me how my nuts taste. Now I'd like to know how my balls taste. You fucktard. You are a spastic. And you're getting teabagged by a flat earther. Now enjoy the taste of my nuts, you stupid spastic. Yeah, chuckle for me, fundy fuck. You're being teabagged by me. Balls. Balls. In your mouth. Mouth. Balls. Balls. In your mouth. Mouth. As a result, you're being asked how my nuts taste, you fucking weirdo. You suck on my nuts. You suck on my nuts. That's really, yes, that's really. I stuck my balls in your mouth afterwards. To suck my nuts. Bleat how unfair it is while you gag on my bollocks. Balls. Balls. In your mouth. Balls. Balls. In your mouth. Come on and suck on my nuts. Come on and suck on my nuts. To suck my nuts. Yeah, you're getting fucking teabagged. Don't insult me or ad hom me as I teabag you. Yeah, I'll just gag you with my nuts. That's what I'll do. Enjoy my balls in your mouth, do you?